Very good morning, students. Hope you are doing well. So, I am Rakesh Gagricha from Lairpur Khalsa College of Engineering. In this video, we will start our last content, last chapter. The name of the chapter is File Handling. Okay. So, the first question which will come in our mind is that what do you mean by the term file handling? What is a file? In order to handle something, in order to handle a file, first we should understand what is a file. File is basically a collection of bytes which is stored on our secondary storage device, which means disk. Okay, there are basically two types of files. Although this is called as the preliminary lecture of file, in which we will understand some of the slight basic concepts of file. So in the next videos we'll just go further. We'll spin our concept into the deep concepts of files. So there are basically two types of files which we are going to discuss in this chapter. The one is text files and a second is binary files. The text files are those files which contain ASCII codes of digits, which can give digits or alphabets, or you can call it as symbols. But binary files contains collection of bytes, binary bytes, zeros and ones, and binary files are compiled version of text files. Okay, so basically, although what we have done so far, we have implemented various operators in C programs. We have used functions, we have used pointers, we have used arrays, but all those things are going to be functioned at terminal only. Okay, or some books you can say it can be termed it as prompt. Okay, which is not stored anywhere. Okay, but if we talk about the software industry, the most of the programs are written to store the information fetched from the program, and whenever we need to store something we need a file. Although all time it is not necessary, but there is one such way to store the fetched information in a file. Okay, now there are many various questions coming in your mind, that what are those operations which can be performed on the file, how file is going to be created, file is going to be open, what are the things which we are going to do in the file. So basically there are 6 operations which we are going to discuss. First we need to create a new file. Okay, whenever we want to do something we need a new file, or if we want to do something on already existing file, we need to open an existing file. Then we'll read from the file, or then we'll write from the file. Then we need to, some of the time we need to move our pointer to the specific location in a file. For that we'll use certain other functions. At last we need to close a file. So now we have discussed 6 steps: creation, opening, reading, writing, moving and closing. In all these 6 steps we have different functions. Okay, for creation of new files we may use a plus, w plus. Although these things are new to you, we'll discuss in the next video all those 6 operations. In some of the cases, if we want to open a file, we'll use fopen. If we want to read from a file, we'll use fget. See, in the next slides you will discuss about the two operations, fopen and fgets. Writing to a file, we use fprintf or fputs. Or in order to move a specific location in a file, we have operation called as fseek and rewind, and closing a file we have fclose. Okay, although the things are pretty much cleared, things will be pretty much clear when we are moving forward. Although it is new to you, so there may be certain things in your mind, how this could happen, why this could happen. So we'll discuss all those things one by one. Okay, now there must be a thing which we always required whenever we want to work into the file. Most important thing is file pointer. As you can see in this particular slide, this is basically the syntax of file pointer. So whenever we want to use pointer, we need to use star, or in students term an asterisk sign, which we'll call it as. Okay, so file pointer will get a memory allocation at the some location. Okay, so whenever, just remember guys, whenever a file will be opened, the address will be returned to file pointer. Okay, and it will always point to the first character of file. Okay, definitely. Exactly, you are thinking the same thing. The same way, if you are opening your notebook in order to write something, your pen points to the place where the first character needs to be right. The file needs to be open and it will be open on any of the mode. The mode we'll discuss in the next part. Okay, so this is basically a syntax file, and then we need to name the identity of a particular file pointer with any of the name. In this particular example, we have used file star ptr, or you can star sign and ptr. Okay, the pointer can points to any type of file, and it can hold address of that particular file. Okay, with the help of only this pointer, in this example we have ptr. With the help of ptr, we can only process the information which is stored in this file. Okay, so basically, nutshell, whenever you want to work with a file, you need, yes, you are thinking absolutely right, you need file pointer. Without file pointer, we cannot work on the file. Getting my point, guys? Yes, okay. Now, now, next, how to open a file? You know, we have discussed a function called as fopen, as you can saw in the previous slide. Fopen is a function which we use to open a file. Okay, and different modes. Now there are two things which you can see in this particular slide: fopen, path, and mode. Now there must be a question in your mind: what is path and what is mode? Okay, so path is something where our file is going to be stored, or where file is in which from which we want to read. Okay, and mode, in which mode we want to open a file. We want to read a file, we'll use read mode. If we want to write, we'll use write mode. There are many modes we'll discuss in coming stages. First, we should understand why we need path and mode, then we can only understand about the more detail of modes. Okay, whenever this fopen returns fopen, there are two cases: that the file is going to be open or file is not going to be open. On success, it will open a file and it will return pointer to a file, which may be called as the address of a file. Okay, first it will open and then address will be returned. Okay, now the question arises: is it any case if file is not present? If file is not present, what it will return? Now, if file is not present, it will return a null pointer. At the time when we are discussing about our topic pointer, we have discussed a pointer called as null pointer. If you remember, yes, null pointer, it will return a null pointer. Although situation will be more clear when we move towards the example of this particular type. Okay, so now we need two things. I'm repeating the same: path and mode. Okay, and whenever the situation become true, then it will open a file and return a pointer to file address of file. Getting my point, guys? Okay. So now, look at this example. Just understand the concept very carefully. This is first example, the first program which we are going to discuss. As we have the main section over there, and then we have created a file pointer. Okay, I'll repeating what a file pointer will do. File pointer will get memory allocation at some location. Okay, some location. Okay, definitely. For example, in the next part, if you can see, we have what we have right over there. We have read fopen, and then we have given a path. In D drive, there is a folder called example, and then we have a text file. Okay, or you may also write it as .txt. Okay, and then we have opened a file in R. We have wrote R as a read mode. Then we are going to open a file in the read mode. Okay, character pointer type definitely required, you need to pass as a mode. Okay, yes, R is a mode. This is basically character pointer type we always pass to open a file. Now if the file is opened, then address will be returned to fp, and fp always points to the first character of a file. Okay, whenever file needs to be opened, then it will be open in any of the mode. It may be read mode or write mode. Okay, if, as we have discussed in the previous file, if the operation is not going to be successful, what will happen if the file pointer will not able to fetch the file? Then it will return a null. Okay, if f pointer, if we compare f, the value stored at f pointer, it is equal to null, then it will print the file not present. Else the file opened in the read mode, as we have mentioned over there. If you want to compare, just look at the previous slide. In this case, we have discussed that how to declare a file pointer. In the same way, we have declared a file pointer over there. Now you can see the first part, and if file pointer is equal to null. Okay. In the second syntax, if we can use f open, path and mode. In this case, we have discussed about the path and mode. Right, guys? The same thing which we have discussed from the first slide, we are going to implement in this slide. I am repeating again, these are just the basic concepts of file, a basic understanding of file. We'll do more complex programs of file in the later on stages. Okay, guys? Okay. I hope the situation is clear up to this point. Now, look at this program. Now, how to read a information from the file? Now, we already have file. We just want to read the information. Just remember, guys, we can read the information character by character, string by string, or integer by integer. It may depend upon what type of file we have, what type of challenge we have in order to develop the program. By considering these things, we'll do that type of things. Okay, so in this program, we'll go for character by character. Now, different thing has been written over there. The name is getC. What do you mean by that? The name of the method which we are going to use over there is fgetC. Okay. Now, what it will do? fgetC will get a character, and every time when it success, it will return a ASCII value of character. Okay, and on failure it will return -1, or we can say EOF, which has been called as the end of file. End of file, this is basically, yes, you are thinking this is basically a macro. Okay, it holds a value -1, it is just a variable. Okay, so now another question arises in your mind, that if there is a ASCII value, then we must require an integer. Yes, that's why we have declared integer over there. If you just observe this program, at the beginning we have declared an integer. Okay, why integer? Because return type of fgetC is an integer. So that's why we are going to use it. Okay, then we have created file pointer and open a file. Then we have mentioned a location, or you may also write it as .txt, and in the read mode. First two lines, hope these are clear. In the next line you can see we have while. Whenever this line is coming into execution, fgetC will start reading information character by character. Okay, and if the first character is A, for example, it has been written in the file ABC, if the first character is A, then 97, which is the ASCII value of A, is going to be stored in the CH. Okay, unless and until the file doesn't end. Okay, we have written it is not equal to end of file. Okay, when it equal to end of file, then situation become false and we are out from the loop. Now there must be another question in your mind, why we have written printf c, c for character, but we are fetching a information in in the integer. So why not we have written d over there? Because if we write d over there, then if there is only one character in the file which is here, then it will print 97, which is a sky value of a. Getting my point, guys? Yes, exactly the same thing. So if we have ABC over there, then it will print 97, 98 and 98 and so on, the sky value. If we use D, if we use C, then it will always print, definitely. It will always print the characters. Getting my point, guys? So this is a basic concept of file, how we are going to implement certain things in the files, what are the things which are required in the file. So it's just a very simple consideration. Now in the next slide we'll do some more basics. What are the various file opening modes, what are the other file, what are the other functions which we are going to implement in the files, and then so. Hope the situation is clear from this point of view and you are doing well. Stay safe and happy learning, students. If you have any queries, never hesitate to ask. Please do mail, do message. The query will be resolved at the same time. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your patience listening.